Good evening, and welcome. Today we take a look back at the key moments from President Trump's inaugural address, delivered right here in the nation's capital on a cold January day in 2025. Millions around the world watched as he laid out his vision for the next 4 years, a vision met with both cheers and jeers. His words sparked debate and ignited passions, becoming a defining moment as he embarked on his unprecedented second term. Let's dive into the highlights that defined his speech, dissecting the language, the delivery, and the message that reverberated across the country and around the world. From the outset, President Trump made one thing clear. This term was about the American people. He spoke of a broken system, rigged against the hard-working men and women who formed the backbone of this nation. He railed against the political elite, the career politicians who he claimed had forgotten who they truly served. His words were a rallying cry, a promise to return power to the hands of the people. He spoke directly to those who felt unheard, unseen, forgotten by the political machine. Trump positioned himself as the champion of the people, the one who would fight for their interests against a corrupt and out-of-touch establishment. The crowd roared their approval, their cheers echoing across the National Mall. Whether this promise would translate into tangible action remained to be seen, but on that day, hope hung heavy in the air. President Trump's words turned stark as he painted a picture of American carnage. He spoke of crime-ridden cities, of economic despair, of a nation teetering on the brink. His language was blunt, uncompromising, echoing the anxieties of many Americans. He declared that American carnage stops right here, and it stops right now. His words were met with thunderous applause, a collective sigh of relief from those desperate for change. He promised to restore law and order, to rebuild the economy, to make America safe and prosperous once again. It was a message that resonated across party lines, a shared desire for a brighter future. Chapter 3. The cornerstone of President Trump's message remained unwavering: America first. He doubled down on his commitment to prioritize American interests above all else, a message that had defined his previous term and resonated with his base. He spoke of unfair trade deals, of globalism that had shipped American jobs overseas. He vowed to protect American workers, to renegotiate agreements, to put America's economic interests first. Trump's America First policy extended beyond economics. He spoke of strengthening the military, of projecting American power on the world stage. This was about reclaiming America's position as a global superpower, a nation to be respected and feared. Chapter 4. In a departure from his often divisive rhetoric, President Trump called for unity among Americans. He spoke of the need to heal divisions, to come together as one nation. It was a message that resonated with many, regardless of political affiliation. He acknowledged the deep partisan divides that plagued the nation, the anger and resentment that fueled political discourse. He called for civility, for respect, for a return to a time when Americans could disagree without being disagreeable. But even as he called for unity, Trump's words hinted at the challenges ahead. The question remained: could true unity be achieved in a nation so deeply divided, where fundamental values were up for debate? Chapter 5. President Trump's tone turned resolute as he addressed the threat of radical Islamic terrorism. He vowed to eradicate this evil from the face of the earth, a promise that had become a hallmark of his presidency. He spoke of the need for strength, for unwavering resolve in the face of terror. He promised to increase military spending, to strengthen alliances, to take the fight to the enemy wherever they may be. Trump's words were met with applause from his supporters, but also with concern from those who feared his rhetoric would only further inflame tensions. The fight against terrorism remained a top priority for the Trump administration. Outro: these were the key moments from President Trump's inaugural address, a speech that captured the anxieties, hopes, and divisions of a nation at a crossroads. His words sparked debate and ignited passions, leaving an indelible mark on the American political landscape. Whether you agreed with his vision or not, there was no denying the power of his rhetoric, his ability to connect with a segment of the population who felt unheard and unseen. Only time will tell what his legacy will be, but one thing is certain: President Trump's second inaugural address will be studied and debated for years to come. Stay tuned for more insightful videos on historical speeches and events.